The 1960s transformed music into a vehicle for protest, identity, and artistic experimentation. From Motown and the British invasion to folk soul and psychedelic rock, music reflected a decade of social upheaval and hope. Welcome back to Echoes Through Time. I'm Vinnie, your host. Today we arrive in the 1960s, a decade where music didn't simply reflect society, it challenged it, inspired it, and marched alongside it. If the 1950s introduced rebellion, the 1960s gave that rebellion a purpose. This was a decade shaped by civil rights movements, anti-war protests, cultural transformation, and a growing desire to question authority. Music became the emotional soundtrack to all of it. One of the major forces of the decade was Motown, with artists like Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the Supremes, and the Temptations. Motown brought black excellence into the mainstream. It created songs that were polished and universal, but deeply rooted in soul, rhythm, and lived experience. At the same time, the British invasion changed pop music forever. Bands like the Beatles and the Rolling Stones reshaped American blues, rock and R&B influences for a global audience. Suddenly, music became more international, more experimental, and more youth-driven than ever before. Folk music became a tool for protest and conscience. Artists like Bob Dylan and Joan Baez used words as weapons and truth as melody. Songs asked difficult questions about war, justice, inequality, and freedom. Music became part of public debate. Then came psychedelic rock, reflecting the era's fascination with expanded consciousness, art, and social liberation. Songs grew longer, stranger, and more layered, and albums became statements rather than collections of singles. The studio itself became an instrument. Soul music delivered emotional depth through voices like Aretha Franklin, Otis Redding, and Sam Cooke. Their music carried both personal emotion and social meaning. Songs brought people together at rallies, festivals, marches, and moments of national grief. Music helped define political identity, youth culture, and even fashion. To listen was to belong, and to sing was to stand for something. Even love songs took on new meaning in a world trying to reinvent itself. The 1960s ended with both hope and heartbreak, as many dreams of peace and equality remained unfinished. But the music endured and left behind a belief that songs could challenge injustice, heal wounds, and imagine a better future. That is the power of the 1960s, the decade when music found its conscience. This has been Echoes Through Time. Next time, we step into the 1970s, where music became freer, funkier, and more diverse than ever.